Hey guys, John Romeo here, and I'm going to start up a new series. This is of the game Hearts of Iron 3. It's made by Paradox Interactive Studios. I'm hoping to have a good time at this, and I'm not going to actually start this episode, but I'm going to give you a good look around the map and give you a few choices as to what we might want to do. Let's look at Europe. That's one of the more interesting areas. Portugal, I can't zoom in while I'm looking at this, but Portugal is pretty interesting. They got some islands over here. They've got some territory all in Africa, and they got this little thing here. They also have Macau, which is right next to Hong Kong. There's, well, of course, the Netherlands and Belgium and Luxembourg. I'm not going to place Luxembourg. I'm probably not going to place either of these two. So there are going to be a few countries that I'm just going to put off limits because, it's just retarded. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, for example, like Albania. Whoops, not Yugoslavia. I'm putting Albania kind of off limits. I'm also going to put these puppet states also off limits. And these like tiny, teeny, tiny ones. And I probably won't play as Shaanxi either, but Nationalist China or Communist China would be fine. The Philippines is a puppet of the U.S. currently, so no. Ethiopia just gets conquered immediately, so I would probably reject that suggestion too. South Africa might be interesting. France, well, the way I'm playing is that I have For the Motherland and Semper Fi. So the Germans are either underpowered or the French are overpowered. But if I were to play as, I can't okay, whatever. If I were to play as France, I would probably be able to kick the Germans' butt, although they don't really have nowhere near as much IC as Germany, although I'll probably get a lot of support from the UK. I could play as the UK, that's an option. Ireland is going to be really boring if I try that. Finland, I'll just get killed by the Soviets. Norway, probably not. Denmark or Sweden is definitely an option, especially the ones I find really interesting are these guys over here. Switzerland is probably no. Austria is definitely no, because they just get annexed by Germany. Czechoslovakia might be interesting to see if we can do something to prevent that, the annexation, our inevitable annexation. Hungary is fun. I've done that before, and I've conquered all of like Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Austria, Romania, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Greece, all through here. I also did one as Yugoslavia before I got all these DLCs, and I just conquered everything. I'd conquered all the way into to Africa. And I was gonna push into the Soviet Union up here. It was pretty awesome. So Yugoslavia is a fun one too. Greece starts out with a big military, so they have some potential. Turkey does too, although they have a low national unity. That would be fun. Romania has a lot of potential. I'm probably gonna put the Baltic states off limit, but it might do those. I might do something like Estonia. Sounds fun. Poland, I would do Poland if you guys really wanted me to. Republican Spain, it might be interesting. I might actually want to skip ahead, and because I have historical starts, Gathering Storm. By the time that starts, I could play as Nationalist Spain. And actually, do I have some scenarios over? No, those are my saves. I have a few scenarios, but the Spanish Civil War is not amongst them. So let's go back to historical start. Let's go back to the Road to War, which is their default original start. This is some fun stuff. Now let's look at well, Africa is not much to it. Algeria, that's off limits. I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna put Persia, maybe, probably not. Afghanistan, Xinjiang. I apologize if I mispronounce stuff. I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of stuff if I'm going into like French territory or German territory or Polish territory. I am actually 50% Polish. That's an approximation. Don't quote me on that. There's Mongolia and this guy. No, Shaanxi is probably gonna get conquered pretty quickly by Japan. Manchukuo is no, because I don't know what happens. So Japan probably is an event for them. Japan itself might be fun. Nationalist China would definitely be an experience. Communist China would definitely be a challenge. They do start out with a relatively big military and some good IC. These things down here, this guy, I'm not gonna pronounce his name, but that would be very interesting. Australia would provide more of a landing Marines role, and New Zealand I'm gonna put that off limits. But other than that, I can Nepal and Bhutan. Those are all puppets of the UK. Let's see, what else does that leave? Oh yeah, that leaves Canada. Also plays kind of the same role as Australia. USA also, although they just have ridiculously high amounts of IC. Mexico I might do, because that would be very interesting. I might join the Axis and just get my butt kicked. Belize, Honduras, excuse me. Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, no, sorry, I just can't do that. It would be so boring. These ones down here, even Panama, Honduras, not Ecuador, these areas, Central American. Although something down here might be fun. These are all owned by European powers, such as, something like Argentina or Brazil might be fun. I'm gonna just not say, please, none of these tiny ones. Chile would be okay, I guess. Peru and Venezuela also, maybe Colombia, but please don't stick me with something like Uruguay. I mean, their capital has a cool name and all, but that's just it's not gonna make for an interesting game. Is that about everything? Yeah, it is. So, Siam might be fun. As you know, France is like everywhere. The Soviet Union, that would be a very interesting game. I've never played as them before, and that would be great. People say that Germany is a great thing to start off with. I've played it a few times, and I just get completely destroyed, except for once when I tried it. I said, okay, after I annexed Austria, I said, okay, let's do some expansion. I'm gonna try and declare war on Yugoslavia and just destroy them. So I declared war on Yugoslavia and destroyed them. However, halfway through the war, the UK declared war on me, and that started the war maybe 2 years early. And I was able to just rip through France, the Netherlands, and Belgium. It was it was much more satisfying than that. And now I'm locked in like a standstill war with the with the Soviets. So I am slowly pushing them back. It's gonna be slow and boring. But I think that about concludes it. And the UK would be very hard to manage. It would be a challenge for me because you have your UK mainland, you have all of Africa to defend. That's just brutal. You have India and Burma, all that stuff. Pakistan. Whoa, I really would have a challenge playing UK, and they have this little teeny piece of land here. I don't know why. That probably gets handed over to Canada at some point, like in real history. But I think that about wraps up this video. So just post a comment, putting your vote on there. And if somebody else put Soviet Union and you want me to play the Soviet Union, then just thumbs up that comment. Or if you really feel like it, you can do a comment of your own. But I think that about concludes it. So I'll just look at all the votes and I'll choose a country. I'll choose the country that you guys chose. So I'll see you all later. Goodbye.